What if sound is more than just something we hear? What if it's a creative force, shaping not just music or mood, but physical matter, thoughts, and even the structure of reality itself? To truly grasp this idea, we must begin with a fundamental truth. Everything in the universe is in a state of vibration. At the most basic level, atoms and molecules are not static. They are constantly in motion, vibrating at specific frequencies. This vibrational nature of reality is not a mystical idea. It's grounded in quantum physics and string theory. Sound, as a form of vibration, interacts with the physical world in astonishing ways, and it's here that our story begins. Long before modern science, ancient cultures recognized the power of sound. They didn't have microscopes or wave theory, but they sensed that certain sounds could influence the environment, consciousness, and even healing. In many traditions, creation itself began with sound. The ancient Indian scriptures describe the universe emerging from the primordial sound Om. The Gospel of John starts with, "In the beginning was the Word." Aboriginal Australians speak of songlines, paths across the land that were sung into existence. Sound wasn't just a tool, it was the blueprint of creation. Fast forward to the 20th century, and a groundbreaking field called Cymatics began to put visuals to this ancient wisdom. Pioneered by scientists like Ernst Chladni and later Hans Jenny, Cymatics involves placing fine particles, like sand or salt, on vibrating plates and observing the patterns that form. What they discovered was nothing short of magical. When a frequency is applied, the particles organize into intricate, geometric shapes, circles, stars, and even complex mandala-like structures. Change the frequency and the pattern shifts. This demonstrates that sound doesn't just move matter, it organizes it. These patterns are not random. They reflect mathematical relationships and symmetry, hinting at a deeper order underlying our reality. It suggests that sound, far from being passive, has a structuring power, a kind of invisible architecture that shapes form and function. The implications are profound. If sound can organize particles into beauty and symmetry, what might it be doing inside our bodies, our cells, our minds? Consider the human body, 70% water. And water, as shown in Dr. Masaru Emoto's controversial but compelling experiments, appears to respond to sound and intention. When exposed to harmonious music or kind words, water crystals freeze into beautiful shapes. Harsh sounds, on the other hand, produce chaotic, disordered forms. While his work remains debated, it opens up a doorway into how vibration might influence not only the outer world, but the inner one. Sound is all around us, constantly shaping our experience. From the rhythmic beat of a drum to the hum of city traffic, every tone carries energy. Whether we are aware of it or not, we are living within a sea of frequencies, subtly tuning our thoughts, feelings, and even biology. Understanding this hidden language of sound is the first step to realizing that reality is not just something we observe. It's something we participate in, and perhaps even create. While modern science is only beginning to understand the power of sound, ancient civilizations had already developed highly sophisticated systems based on its influence. For them, sound was not merely a sensory experience, it was sacred, transformative, and deeply woven into the fabric of life and consciousness. Take ancient Egypt, for example. The Egyptians didn't just build massive stone monuments, they infused them with acoustic intelligence. The King's Chamber in the Great Pyramid of Giza is believed to have unique resonant properties. Scholars and sound researchers have noted that certain frequencies cause the chamber to vibrate intensely, suggesting it may have been used for spiritual or energetic rituals involving sound. Some researchers even theorized that priests used specific chants or harmonic tones to create altered states of consciousness, or to activate the sacred geometry within these structures. In ancient India, the concept of Nada Brahma, the world is sound, was central to spiritual philosophy. The entire cosmos, according to Vedic teachings, was created through sound. Sanskrit mantras, such as the universal Om, were more than prayers. They were considered vibrational keys that aligned the human body with cosmic forces. These mantras were carefully constructed to carry specific vibrational frequencies that could influence the mind, body, and even the soul. The chakras, energy centers along the spine, each correspond to specific sounds or tones. Chanting these tones was believed to balance energy and bring harmony to the individual. Moving westward, ancient Greece gave us the concept of music of the spheres. Philosophers like Pythagoras believed that the entire universe operated according to mathematical ratios, and these same ratios governed musical intervals. To Pythagoras, music was not entertainment. It was a form of healing and a path to enlightenment. He used lyres and monochords to study harmonics and taught that harmonious music could correct imbalances in the soul, much like medicine heals the body. In Tibet, sound was an integral part of both meditation and healing. The famous Tibetan singing bowls produce rich overtones and harmonic vibrations that are said to calm the nervous system and bring the listener into a meditative state. These sounds are not random. Each bowl is tuned to specific frequencies believed to resonate with the body's energy centers. Likewise, the deep throat chanting of Tibetan monks generates multiple harmonics from a single voice, a sonic technique believed to bring about spiritual insight and even physical healing. Even the Mayan and Incan civilizations used sound in ceremonial architecture. Temples and pyramids were designed with acoustic effects in mind. Claps or chants made in specific spots would echo in unusual and powerful ways, amplifying the spiritual experience. What's striking across these cultures is a shared understanding. Sound is sacred. It is a bridge between the material and the spiritual, the physical and the metaphysical. These ancient societies may have lacked modern instruments, but their awareness of sound's potential far surpassed what most people realize today. As we rediscover these ancient teachings through the lens of science, a powerful truth begins to emerge. These civilizations weren't primitive. They were attuned. They knew that by working with sound, one could tune not only the environment, but the very structure of human consciousness. As we move from ancient wisdom into the modern era, something extraordinary happens. Science begins to confirm what mystics, shamans, and spiritual teachers have suggested for millennia. That vibration is not just a component of reality, it is reality. And at the heart of vibration lies one of its most accessible and powerful forms: sound. Let's begin at the quantum level. Modern physics tells us that atoms, the building blocks of everything, are mostly empty space. What gives matter its form and substance is not solid material, but energy, frequency, and vibration. In fact, string theory, one of the leading models in theoretical physics, proposes that the fundamental units of the universe are not particles, but tiny vibrating strings of energy. The frequency at which these strings vibrate determines the properties of the particles they form, such as mass, charge, and even identity. In other words, the universe is more like a grand symphony than a static machine. But how does this connect to sound? Sound is a form of mechanical vibration that travels through matter, usually air or water. These vibrations occur in waves, and each wave has a frequency measured in hertz. Our ears can perceive a narrow band of these vibrations, between about 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. But sound exists far beyond that range. In fact, everything vibrates: cells, organs, bones, even the earth itself. We may not hear these vibrations, but we're affected by them constantly. This brings us to cymatics, the science of visible sound. When sound waves are applied to a surface covered in particles like sand or water, the particles arrange themselves into beautiful, often symmetrical patterns. These patterns change with different frequencies, demonstrating how sound can organize physical matter. It's visual proof that vibration shapes form, a concept that blurs the line between science and spirituality. Another key concept is resonance. Every object has a natural frequency at which it vibrates. When an external sound matches this frequency, the object begins to vibrate more intensely. This is how an opera singer can shatter a glass with her voice. It's not magic, it's resonance. The implications go further. If everything has a resonant frequency, could sound be used to affect the vibration of our bodies? our cells, even our brainwaves. In fact, it already is. Neuroscience has shown that sound can directly influence brain activity. Technologies like binaural beats and isochronic tones use specific frequencies to guide the brain into desired states, deep relaxation, focus, or even heightened creativity. This process, known as brainwave entrainment, works by syncing our internal rhythms with external sound stimuli. Medical science is also catching on. Therapies like ultrasound use high-frequency sound waves to treat injuries, break down kidney stones, or stimulate tissue healing. Meanwhile, sound-based healing modalities, once considered fringe, are now being studied for their effects on reducing anxiety, improving sleep, and even enhancing memory and cognition. So, when we ask whether sound can shape reality, the answer is increasingly clear. Yes, it can, and it does. At every level of existence, from the smallest subatomic string to the brainwaves that shape our thoughts, frequency plays a foundational role. Sound, as a focused form of frequency, is one of the most direct tools we have to interact with this vibrational field. What ancient cultures intuited through ritual and reverence, science is now validating through data and discovery. And perhaps the most empowering part is this: if reality is vibrational and sound is a tool to influence vibration, then sound becomes a way for us to consciously participate in the shaping of our own reality. As ancient wisdom meets modern science, a fascinating new chapter unfolds. One where the practical applications of sound and vibration are transforming how we approach healing, technology, consciousness, and even warfare. The mysteries of the past are rapidly becoming the tools of the future, and sound is taking center stage in ways few could have predicted. Let's start with sound healing, a field that was once considered pseudoscience but is now entering the mainstream. Therapists and medical researchers are using specific frequencies to treat a wide range of mental, emotional, and physical conditions. Techniques like sound baths, where individuals are immersed in the tones of gongs, singing bowls, or crystal instruments, are being studied for their effects on the nervous system. These vibrations are believed to induce deep meditative states, reduce cortisol, the stress hormone, and promote relaxation at a cellular level. One of the most exciting frontiers is the use of ultrasound and vibroacoustic therapy in modern medicine. Ultrasound, high-frequency sound waves, is already used for imaging and diagnostics, but researchers are exploring its potential to regenerate tissue, stimulate bone growth, and even target tumors without invasive surgery. Similarly, vibroacoustic therapy involves placing speakers or transducers on the body to deliver low-frequency sound waves. This has been shown to help with pain relief, mobility in Parkinson's patients, and anxiety reduction. And then there's brainwave entrainment, a powerful way to influence consciousness using sound. Through binaural beats or rhythmic pulsing tones, sound can gently guide the brain into specific frequencies: alpha for relaxation, theta for deep meditation, gamma for enhanced focus and insight. Athletes, CEOs, and meditators alike use these audio tools to improve mental performance, access flow states, and enhance creativity. It's essentially hacking the brain with sound. Even more mind-blowing are the discoveries being made in quantum acoustics, where researchers are exploring how sound waves at incredibly small scales might affect particles, fields, and even time perception. Some are theorizing that the right frequencies could one day manipulate matter at the atomic level, opening doors to energy-efficient computing, or even levitation through acoustic manipulation. These aren't just hopeful dreams. In the realm of military technology, sound has already become a weapon. Devices like long-range acoustic devices, LRADs, are capable of producing highly directional sound beams that can disperse crowds or disable attackers through pain-inducing frequencies. It's a chilling reminder of sound's power, not just to heal or harmonize, but to control and disrupt. Even architecture is evolving through sound. Acoustic engineering is being used to design buildings and environments that improve focus, calmness, or social interaction. Hospitals now use soundscaping to reduce stress. Classrooms are being tuned for better attention and learning. We are beginning to consciously design our environments not just for function, but for frequency. Perhaps most astonishing of all is how individuals are now using sound to take control of their own transformation. From frequency-based meditations to mobile apps that deliver targeted tones, people are learning how to tune themselves, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, just like musical instruments. Influencers, wellness leaders, and researchers are creating entire communities around the idea that your vibration determines your reality. The tools are here. The research is catching up, and what once belonged to the temples of ancient Egypt or the monasteries of Tibet is now available to anyone with headphones and an open mind. Sound is no longer a mystery, it's a method to heal, to awaken, to create, and to disrupt. The question isn't whether sound can shape reality. The question now is, how will you use it? By now, it's clear that sound is more than entertainment. It's a force, a frequency-based tool that shapes our inner and outer worlds. From ancient rituals to cutting-edge science, we've seen how sound influences matter, consciousness, and health. But here's where it all becomes personal. You are not just a passive receiver of sound. You are an instrument. You are a living, breathing symphony of vibration. And you can be tuned. Every thought you have, every emotion you feel, and every word you speak has a vibrational frequency. Your heart beats rhythmically, your brain pulses in waves, and your cells resonate like tiny tuning forks. You are, quite literally, made of vibration. So the question becomes, what frequencies are you surrounding yourself with, and which ones are you generating from within? The good news is that you can begin tuning your inner frequency today. You don't need a degree in physics or a room full of singing bowls. You just need a little awareness and intention. Let's explore a few powerful ways to use sound consciously to transform your life. 1. Daily sound rituals. Start with something simple, a few minutes of focused sound each day. Chanting Om in the morning, for example, can align your mind and body. The frequency of Om is thought to resonate at 432 Hz or 528 Hz, tones often associated with peace, healing, and spiritual awakening. Even humming, toning, or playing calming music can help regulate your nervous system and lift your emotional state. 2. Binaural beats and brain entrainment. With just a pair of headphones, you can begin influencing your mental state using binaural beats. Listening to two slightly different frequencies in each ear causes the brain to hear a third tone, the difference between the two, which gently nudges your brainwaves into desired states. Use alpha waves, 8 to 12 Hz, for relaxation, theta, 4 to 7 Hz, for meditation or creative insight, and gamma, 30 to 100 Hz, for focus and cognitive sharpness. 3. Sound healing practices. Explore sound baths, tuning forks, crystal bowls, or even frequency-based apps designed to balance your energy. Many of these tools are based on ancient healing systems, but are now supported by modern research showing how sound can reduce inflammation, improve mood, and accelerate healing. 4. Curate your sound environment. We often underestimate the impact of background noise. Constant exposure to disharmonious sounds, traffic, electronic hum, aggressive media can slowly erode your energy and focus. Start curating your auditory environment. Choose music, voices, and environments that uplift and energize you. Surround yourself with sounds that resonate with the state you want to be in. 5. Speak with frequency. Awareness. Your voice is one of the most powerful vibrational tools you possess. The tone, emotion, and intention behind your words have real energetic impact, not just on others, but on yourself. Practice speaking with calm, clarity, and love. Sing, whisper affirmations, or recite empowering mantras. Your words carry waves, make them healing. Ultimately, the idea that you are vibration is not a metaphor. It's a scientific and spiritual reality. And once you understand that, everything changes. You begin to see how much control you truly have, not just over your thoughts or actions, but over your very state of being. You're not at the mercy of the world's noise. You are a conductor. You get to choose your frequency. You get to choose your reality, so tune in, tune up, and let your life become a symphony, one that vibrates with health, clarity, and purpose. Because in the end, reality doesn't just respond to sound. Reality is sound.